I feel that the public perception of base jumping is a little bit skewed. We often get labelled as adrenaline junkies, and that's something that really doesn't sit well with me. You need to be able to stay calm, have a level head. You need to be able to think clearly and make decisions in quite difficult circumstances. I think that's completely the opposite to an adrenaline junkie, and it's more just a love of the feeling of flying.
I really love the mountains. I'd already got a lot of experience and seen a lot of the world through climbing. So it just seemed an awesome opportunity to revisit some of these places, to be able to climb them and now base jump from the summits.
The mindset that it takes to be able to pull off these kind of big mountain wingsuit base jumping projects is completely different to base jumping in a place that's been base jumped many times before. You really have to think about everything for yourself, and you don't know anything for certain. There are a lot of unknowns. It's always in the back of your mind. You're thinking, is there something that I'm missing? Have I really calculated everything correctly?
Of course, there are always variables that you might not foresee, but that really comes from your experience. You've really got to be sure of your own abilities and all the planning that you've done. Have you got the skill set to be able to pull that off? And that's what I want to be sure of every single time.
I really got the question a lot if I'm worried about him. I want to say yes, but really I'm not. I mean, how can I put it? So that he's not offended that I'm not worried about him. Knowing him and jumping with him for the past 8 or 9 years, his experience speaks by itself, right? He has 1,200 base jumps. He was never injured, never hospitalized. He had just very minor incidents. I mean, I understand that he has so much ability to assess the situation, to make the right call, to make a right judgment, that I don't actually need to be concerned or worried.
Something that I'm quite proud of is that in my 1,000+ base jumps, I've never had a single injury. I'm not counting a cut finger as an injury. Close calls is a different thing, I would say. There has definitely been 1 or 2 close calls. And I'm not going to use the word if you're lucky enough to get away from them, because it's how you react in those situations is what gets you out of that situation.
Oh, whoa! No.
Early on in my base jumping career in the UK, I hit the cliff.
Oh, God.
I think my mistake that day was peer pressure. As soon as the first experienced jumper went, everyone decided to go, little bit by little bit. So again, the group mentality, like sheep, one person goes, I'll go. As a direct lesson, I said to myself, I'm not gonna let ego get in the way.
But it's only a scratch, not a bump. Literally just scratched my head.
The mountains are generally just a very objectively dangerous area. Everything from rockfall to crevasses to getting lost in a storm. So far, the route is used by people accessing the summit, but people don't really climb to this exit point. There's nothing there. The rest of the access is pretty much unknown.
The wind is banging now as well.
you've probably got 300 meters ascent to the exit point.
I find it interesting considering whether it's more dangerous, the kind of jumps that Tim does, opening big mountain wingsuit-based jumps.
Really, jumping part is maybe not the concern. It's probably the easiest thing out of all the things that have to be done to actually get to the point of jumping. I think he values his life and the potential that life brings, that he would never risk of losing it.
In the Alps, the weather can change pretty quickly, going from beautiful sunshine, nice temperatures, to a whiteout within minutes. The wind's picking up. The clouds are starting to form.
I really trust that if there is any doubt in his mind, he wouldn't push it, he wouldn't go for it.
I need to be jumping in winds below 10 knots. I'm sitting on the exit point, just waiting for a hole in the clouds and for the wind to die. At a moment's notice, I am ready to get that gear on and jump. The longer I wait, the more the clouds settle in around that summit. We've been up here for quite a few hours now, and we've been waiting for the wind and the clouds to dissipate, but if anything, it's probably getting worse. It looks like we're going to pack up and try another day. Brento 2005.
Go on.
I want to be jumping for as long as possible. And I'm going to be able to do that by making the right decisions.
Oh my God.
Some people probably would have jumped as soon as they got up there. But for me, there wasn't enough margin for error.
And neither of us knew how to put up this ledge. And it was pitch black.
There's been multiple times where I've spent multiple days climbing mountains and get to the exit point and turn around. But as long as I can keep on making these correct decisions and keep on walking away at the end of the day back home, then I know that I can keep on following these challenges, pursuing my goals. Each project for me is a stepping stone to the next project. And right now on the horizon, I have a big project that I've set my sights on. Next year, I hope to jump in the Himalaya. Nobody's ever jumped above 8,000 meters. So for me, it almost feels like if I achieve that, I've done the biggest goal of my life, and potentially I can hang up the suit. Hey, hon.
How was the exit looking?
Yeah, looking real good. The conditions are amazing, just like way more snowier than last time. So I'll let you know when I get down the bottom.
Fantastic. Have a great jump.
Yeah.
Love you lots.
Love you lots. 3, 2, 1, see ya.